Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. Always a joy to remind you the most important energy you have is the energy within yourself, that God Spirit at the very center of your soul. Make no mistake about its importance, its presence, and the guidance it will offer you today in your life. Just a couple of comments before we begin today. First of all, I hope you're enjoying Kindness Month. It's a very important month for us in Now Creations to celebrate each day in April as the day of kindness. Kindness opens up the spirit within you. Even though it's directed outward, there's an inward push to it that is so very important. I encourage you each day just to make that special effort to be kind, to extend your loving goodness. Also, if you're able to join us tonight, we'll be very happy to have you for What is Light Body from 7 to 8:30. Let's begin. My dear friends, as we move into Kindness Month and Now Creations, I think that you clearly notice that there is a sense of rightness in being kind and supportive wherever we can be. We never seem to tire of doing the right thing in whatever situation in which we might be engaged. In fact, we are progressing to the point that there is something within you. There is something within you that is propelling you, to do the right thing. We are getting to the point where such kindness in life is becoming precognitive. We don't have to think about it the way that we used to in the past. We don't have to think about what needs to be done. We just simply see it and we do it. That Nike athletic commercial, just do it, very much I think applies to so many of us. We just simply see what needs to be done and we just do it. This notion of just doing it is what I want to address in today's teaching. I will begin with a statement that many of us have made, and then develop a principle which will be a firm foundation in our spiritual evolution, and then finally conclude with the first aspect of this principle in three particular directions. The title of today's teaching is Home, Sweet Home. As many of us have anticipated a vacation, can't wait to finally go to that place where we want to go to. Probably had all of our bags packed several days ahead of time. As much as we looked forward to that vacation, as much as perhaps even that we enjoyed that vacation and vowed that next year we would return and perhaps stay even longer, as much as all of that has occurred, when the vacation finally came to a close, if the truth be told, many of us look forward to returning home and just kind of sleeping in our own beds and getting back into our home routines. As we approached home, we felt like going home more and more and more. Time after again, when sharing what seemed to be the best vacation ever, we would often say, there's no place like home. Home, sweet home. And we meant it. We meant it. Such a very human experience helps us to develop a very strong spiritual principle. Just as we desire and enjoy our physical homes in the material world, there's no place like home. Truly, that's true. We are beginning to also understand that this home principle applies to the spiritual home for our future development. The principle we are developing as the foundation of our spiritual growth is the development of a spiritual homeland. home, sweet home within us. And just as there is no place like the physical home in the material world, even more so, there is no place like home in the spirit world. The following parallel is quite easy for us now to understand. Just as we have shifted our identity from our personality self to our soul spirit self, we are now understanding the importance of developing a spiritual homeland within us. This development of a spiritual homeland at the very center of our lives is our next step in our spiritual growth. The development of a spiritual homeland is the next step in our spiritual growth. I will begin this explanation with a basic principle and then develop the first response to this principle in today's teaching. First, the basic principle of our spiritual home, sweet home. The basic principle is perhaps presented best in the form of a question. It's a question that we're often too busy to ask ourselves, but nevertheless, the answer is extremely important. The simple question is, whose world do we live in? Simple question is, whose world do we live in? Who is the creator of the heavens? Who is the creator of the galaxy? Who is it that made our star system, the sun, and all of our planets? Who is it that made our earth and our ethers? Who is it that has created the next world that we will move into? Who is it that has created the James Webb Space Telescope, which we are using to explore the material realms? But most of all, who created you? Who created you? It all boils down to this basic understanding. Who made the world and who made you? Kind of religion 101. Religion 101. God made the world and God made each of us. In the simplest of terms, God has created each one of us as an extension of itself. We live in God's world. We live in God's world. And regardless of how big your personal world is, or how small your personal world is, we are all participants in the larger world of God. Thus I hope that you clearly see that the first step in developing a spiritual homeland is to answer the question, who owns the land? The first step in developing a spiritual homeland is the question, who is the landowner? We truly live in God's world, which means the following for each one of us. And again, please understand this because it's the basis of our spiritual homes. Because we live in God's world, there is a fundamental energy that permeates the world. Somewhere along the way, you have to come to know this. Because we live in God's world, there is a universal, fundamental energy that permeates all creation. This fundamental energy can take many, many, many forms. For example, in science, people usually say, well, everything is energy. Or in religion or spirituality, people might say God is omnipresent. His presence pervades everything, including you. But regardless of how you approach it, we do live in God's world. And there is a basic energy, a spiritual energy from God that flows through all creation, and especially through you. And if you live accordingly, you are home free. So important to understand this. There is one universal energy that permeates all of creation, but most of all, that permeates you. Now, some of you might rightly question as to how do you know that we live in God's world, especially in light of the fact that, well, many people do not seem to be living this way. And you know the general answer that I'm going to give before I give the three specific answers. The general answer, very simply, is this. In developing your spiritual homeland, does the reasoning make logical sense to you? Is it logical to think that if we are part of an eternal world that we did not create, that there must be an energy that did create this world, and this energy is permeating the world? Does it make logical sense? Does it feel right? Is there something within you? Is there just something within you that says yes, yes? Something that is precognitive. I want to be loving. I want to be kind. This is just the best way to live. So if it makes sense, if it feels right, then of course that third test, put it to the test, put it into action. See if in fact living in this way is just not the absolute best way to live, and you wish that everyone else would live this way as well. As we put these things to the test, as it makes sense, feels right, and we actually do it, hopefully you begin to see for yourself that a spiritual pathway is now opening up to your vistas in your spiritual growth, and that you can be dedicated to it, that this way forward is your way that you are now ready to embrace. As I said before, the aforementioned is the general principle of developing your spiritual homeland. Does it make sense? Feel right? Try it. Let me now address the three specific principles that make your spiritual home, hopefully, your home, sweet home. And again, put these principles to the test. See if in fact that they do not give you the best way of living in the world, the greatest enjoyment in your daily activities. The first principle. The first principle concerns how you have been created by your loving source energy. You have read, or at least have heard on many, many, many occasions that you have been made, created in the image and likeness of God. That needs some clarification. Let me give it to you. The first point is the most important one. The you that is created in the image and likeness of God is not your personality self. The you that is created in the image and likeness of God is not your personality self. That's a mistake. It's a mistake if you think your personality self is created in the image and likeness of God. The you that is created in the image and likeness of God is your soul spirit. It is the inner soul spirit that is created in the image and likeness of God. This is the first point that needs to be understood. Let's be a little more specific. The part of you that is made in the image of God is that you, as a soul spirit, have the same substance of God. You heard me correctly, that you, in your soul spirit, have the same substance as your loving Creator. This is the part of you the Course in Miracles says so well, has not left your source. At the very center of your being, you are of the same substance of God. This is the part of you that when Jesus said, "Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect," this is what he meant, not your personality self. This is what Plato meant when he said the most important thing in life is to know and become like the good. This is what Eastern philosophy means when you have at the very center of your being an Atma, the presence of God, that is a participation in the Brahman, the universal energy. But most of all, this is the part of you when you meditate that you connect with. This is a part of you that when you meditate, you connect with. I am one with the God Spirit at the very center of my soul spirit. The fact of the matter is that you have not left your source. This is the image in which you have been created. I'll say it again. You've not left your source. This is the image in which you have been created. Being created in the image of God is the basis for then understanding of what it means to be created in the likeness of God. Let me again explain. Again, A Course in Miracles offers us such good language when it says, child of God, you were created to create. You were created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. Now, I know you've heard those words before, but it's just very, very important for us to hear them a little bit better. Child of God, you were created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. And then those last words where Jesus said, do not forget this. We used to forget it, not anymore. Three things become very, very important. The first one is that you and I, we are creative extensions of the God energy. And remember, this applies to you as a soul spirit. You are the creative presence of God in whatever dimensional experience you have been in, presently are, or will be in the future. We have always been, presently are, and will eternally be a conscious extension of the God energy. Created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy, wherever we may be. The second point is that, well, isn't that what you're doing in your present personality self? Is this not exactly the way you now operate in life? Are you not presently creating the good, the beautiful, and the holy in your personal life? Are you not allowing your soul spirit to be created and allowing your personality self to be the vehicle of its expression? When you say, I am the love of God in human form, isn't this exactly what you mean? That you are bringing the heavenly presence of God into the daily, concrete expressions of your life. Presently, we are celebrating Kindness Month in Now Creations. And are not your expressions of kindness the creation of the good, the beautiful, and the holy? Are you not the creative extension of the God Spirit on this beautiful earth? Thou as me as thee, we are one, thou and me. It's the truth. The third point in your soul spirit as the creative energy of God. The third point is not unfamiliar to you as a statement, but for many of you, it's still not being recognized. The statement is this: you are creating your reality. No one is doing anything to you. You, from your soul spirit, are creating the reality of your life by the choices you make. The reason why this notion of everything is truly your creation sometimes does not register in your mind is because you keep on thinking that your personality self is the creator of your reality. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Perhaps you have mistaken that your personality self is creating your reality, and that's why maybe things have not worked out quite so well. You have to understand who the creator is. Eventually, you must come to the conclusion that it is your soul spirit that is creating your reality. But in order to do this, you do have to take the time to go within and follow the guidance of your soul spirit. Those of you who are doing so are beginning to realize the words, home, sweet home. Home, sweet home, are absolutely true when you allow your soul spirit to direct your creations and your personality self then to become the vehicle of expression. The second principle of your spiritual home. The second principle starts with a confusion that needs your understanding and then your acceptance. The confusion has to do with a statement about Jesus. For centuries, and especially in our recent 20th and 21st centuries, the person of Jesus has pretty well been called Jesus Christ. The word Christ seems to have been Jesus's last name, and most of us did not belong to that family. We need to have a better understanding of what the word Christ means. Jesus's last name, as you know, was not Christ. The word Christ was given to Jesus. Here's the explanation. The word Christ comes from a Greek word Christos, which was the original translation of the Old Testament. And it was a word used for the Jewish word Messiah. Actually, the word Christ can be given to anyone who continues to manifest the love of God. Surely it was applied very clearly to Jesus. But does it not also apply to you? Honestly, because you are a creative extension of the God energy. Is not your soul, spirit, consciously now creating in the image and likeness of God? You see, once the confusion is cleared up, it's just a matter of you accepting that you are a modern day Christ. Do it sooner or later. It's your pathway forward. It's just a matter of you accepting this. For, well, are you not the love of God in human form, just as was Jesus and all of the great avatars? It's just a matter of accepting the dignity with which you have been created in the actual image and likeness of God. Home, sweet home. The third point of your spiritual homeland, very short, but it's a good analogy. In contemporary America, we have a department of the government called Homeland Security, and its purpose is to keep Americans safe. Do you not have a homeland security system to keep yourself safe? Do you not clearly know that your homeland security system are the 7 daily spiritual practices that we advocate in Now Creations? It's really not so much that you know this, but are you putting it into practice? Are you allowing your homeland security system to keep you secure? In our Kindness Month packet, we have included a very beautiful card outlining the 7 daily spiritual practices. You have clearly what you need to maintain your spiritual homeland security. It's just a matter of putting them into practice. Practice them and allow them to speak to you. In conclusion, it's been a joy to share with you the importance of developing a spiritual homeland, just as you enjoy your physical home. But an added feature in our spiritual homeland is that our spiritual home is portable. It travels with you wherever you might be, because it is who you are, a beautiful, beautiful soul spirit created in the image and likeness of God. Indeed, home, sweet home. There's no place like home. Let me now lead you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Just nice, easy breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, nice and easy. You have it all. You have it all. Who owns the land? How many times on a starry night have you simply looked upward and in the process have felt that opening within? Something just filled you. Who owns the stars? You have to take time. Who owns the stars? And most of all, who owns you? Who owns you? Please don't say your personality self. And hopefully not someone else. Is it not your soul spirit? when the Buddha was giving one of his great sermons, he alluded to the fact that who is it that has made the stars, the heavens, etc.? And he concluded each stanza with the same refrain: and thou art that, and thou art that power. You are that power in the image and likeness of God. Just a matter of taking the time to open, and respond. Without a doubt, a modern day miracle has been the James Webb Space Telescope. How it ever got packed and then launched and then opened in space. A modern technological miracle. And yet it's a pretty logical question to ask. Whose material realms is the James Webb Space Telescope exploring? Who's the landowner? I would not be surprised as soon as I said, who's the landowner? Something within your heart just opened. I started today's teaching with a very important understanding that from the Creator, there is one universal energy that permeates all of creation. This is important for you to grasp. There is one universal energy that permeates all of creations, just as you have created all of the things in your life. But the most important thing to grasp is that one universal creative energy, while it does penetrate all of creation, most importantly, it penetrates you. You are that. Just right now, I hope you can just be centered in being in this energy, just feeling your oneness with the God Spirit, consciously, happily, with intelligence, strength, and of course with kindness. Implement our 7 daily spiritual practices. It is your spiritual homeland security. When appropriate, share them with others. I'll send you extra cards. Your home, sweet home, is not your physical home, nor is it your personality's home. Your home, sweet home, is your conscious soul spirit that has been created in the image and likeness of love itself. And in that loving, happy image, let me invite you back to your breath. Just notice how you feel. Notice how, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my God. And let me invite you now to gently breathe your eyes open. I am an eternal being of light and love. Thus, only good can come to me, and only good can come from me. And we are eternal beings of light and love. Thus, only good can come to us, and only good can come from us. Namaste, dear ones. Namaste.